Hi friends, I'm back with another experiment. Together we've done so many videos and we've used different things from our home with our experiments. And I know we've often talked about using different senses, making observations with things. And here's a book I want to share with you. I won't read it today, another day, or maybe mom or dad or someone already has this book. It's called Let's Read and Find Out Science book. It's a book called My Five Senses by Aliki. And they show here pictures of all the different senses. But I want to show you just inside so we can be thinking about and thanking God for our five senses. Things that we see. Look at here. Things that we hear. The sense of smell and touch and taste. That's a good book. All right, today the science experiment we have is one that I have all the words once again written on the board here. So let's take a look. Our experiment today is called Do You Hear? So we're going to listen, use our sense of hearing. Do you hear that sound? There's a question mark. Experiment. These are the materials we are going to need. Materials here: ceramic bowl, glass jar, plastic cup, metal can, tray, small hard objects like beans, rice, macaroni. I was thinking of other choices, maybe buttons, maybe M&Ms, something, but small hard objects is what you would need. And then here a container for objects and a half measuring cup. Okay, so the first number here, number 1 says place container on tray. So I will do that, but here number 2 right away, let's look ahead. It says take note of sound as you pour. We loved that at school when we could do that. So the first one that I have here is a ceramic bowl, and I just put a little paper towel on my tray so that when I did the experiment I could focus on the sound that I heard in the bowl. So what I had with me from my pantry, we're going to use black beans. Here's my container with the beans. Let's put those over there. Okay, so think about what you hear. Did you hear that sound? The ceramic bowl first. Had a nice sound, I think. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then next we're going to use the glass jar. I don't know if you noticed, but the ceramic bowl had a very wide opening. Easier to pour into. The glass jar, smaller, but we'll do our best. Pouring is fun. Practice is important. That was a different sound, right? And you notice some of the beans went on the tray. That's okay. It's kind of easier to clean up when it collects there instead of all over the floor. All right, so it's ceramic bowl, glass jar. Next we have the plastic cup. So let's just put that on the tray. Ready to pour. Thank you, God, for things we can hear, right? And we can see right now what we're doing. Okay, the last container I have is the metal can. Just clean that out to recycle. This opening again, you notice, is a little bit more small. Did you note the differences? I'm glad, because when we look back at the board, way down here, well, of course, we noted the differences per container as we poured. Number 4, this is what we're going to do now together. No peeking, just listen. Look at those big ears. So I am going to pour all the beans right back in my container. And Virgil, the cameraman, is going to cover up the camera so you can't see. No peeking. And I'm not going to use the same order of the containers as we did the first time. I'm going to mix them up so that you can just listen and figure out which sound from which container which one is. Okay, ready? I'm ready. Okay, there's me scooping those black beans. I'm ready. I wonder if you're thinking what I know, because I can see as I'm doing it. Did you guess the glass jar? Good. All right, here we go. No peeking again. That's me scooping. Glass jar, the metal can. We have 2 more. Do you remember which 2? The ceramic bowl and the plastic cup? All right, good listening ears. You're really good at this. I wonder at home if rice, if you choose that, and or macaroni, maybe even cereal or M&M's, something. Figure that out. Okay, there's only one left. See if we can remember how that sounded. Well done. Plastic cup. Good job. All right, my friends, before you go today, you keep making those observations with things you hear, things you see, what you smell, what you can touch, taste too. But today, looking back at extended ideas, different things you could do yet with this do you hear that sound experiment. Take note the different sounds when the container is empty versus partially full. So in other words, just pour a little bit of your hard objects in and then add to that. See if that makes a difference. Here's another idea. Note what happens if you pour the hard objects close to the container. So that means, like I did, you saw how my hand was pretty close to the opening. Another idea. Note what happens if you raise your arm and pour the hard objects from farther away from the container. That's continuing to be a good scientist, making those observations. Predictions? It's kind of fun to think about how the sound might hear, or how you might hear the sound. Take care, have fun.